I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Patek Philippe 5396-012 Annual Calendar Tiffany limited edition of 100 pieces. You can see and you can purchase this commemorative Patek Philippe Annual Calendar on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch, with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Patek Philippe 5396-12 Tiffany in white gold. Now, in 2013, properly speaking, late 2012, Patek Philippe announced that it was going to be issuing 100 examples of this watch to mark the 5th anniversary of the Patek Philippe boutique inside Tiffany's in New York. Now, while 5 years may not seem like an extraordinarily long span to declare an anniversary, the relationship between Tiffany and Patek Philippe does date back to the 1850s, so there's real history there. And the watch is best taken on its own terms as a masterpiece of design and execution that also has a fun retailer connection. Now, you'll note the watch on my wrist, 16 centimeters in circumference, fits perfectly. The watch is 38 millimeters across the round of the case, not inclusive of the crown. It's fairly slim, measuring only 11.5 millimeters thick in spite of automatic winding, a moon phase, and an annual calendar, and you'll note with a slightly sloped conical bezel and domed sapphire, a dress cuff slides easily over this watch, and it was made to pair with a dress cuff. Plus, from lug to lug, the watch is delightfully compact at 47 millimeters. In my estimation, you could wear this watch with security and proportion on a wrist down to as small as 13.5 centimeters in circumference. Now, I think the dream of any musician is to be recognized as a legend in his own time. You don't want to be, as the song goes, the one whose genius was discovered after his coffin has been covered. And for owners of contemporary watches, that is, modern watches built recently, there's no greater gratification than knowing the watch that is modern and usable, new, and still highly serviceable by the original watchmakers who built it is also a certifiable classic collector's item and investment. This watch is all of the above. The timepiece was immediately seized upon by collectors, all of them hand-selected, and it's taken on a life of its own in the Patek Philippe community, and it's easy to see why. Forget the Tiffany script. The combination of the polished white gold Breguet numerals, Arabic numerals on a matte black base in a white gold, white metal Patek Philippe is manna from heaven for collectors of Geneva's finest. You'll also note it's paired with a substantial, but at the same time delightfully slim alligator leather strap. It's not gloss, it's between a matte and a gloss finish. It's very stiff because it's essentially unworn, so first night writes for whoever buys, as well as folded edges and monotone stitch. You'll also note a filigree style Calatrava cross atop a full white gold folding buckle, beautifully finished with the name and logo of Patek Philippe. Now, the watch is simple but strong in its case composition. You'll note you have the classical blended Calatrava style lugs beautifully integrated into the case band. There's a sharp line of definition where the bezel meets the case flank, and then another at the edge of the bezel itself. The dial is beautifully composed with a handsome balance. You can see from side to side and top to bottom, it has a spectacular classical order to it. Spectacular because of the combination of white gold elements and the black base. Classical in that if you run from the index at 12 to the index just below the date window at 6 o'clock, you run through the Patek Philippe name, the city of manufacture, you split the day and the month. And you run through the cannon pinion, you run through the bosom style moon phase, you run through the 24-hour indicator that also acts as your danger zone indicator for the calendar, and then through the date. It has gorgeous bilateral symmetry and the perfect collection of light and dark tones. And believe it or not, it does have a little bit of luminescence courtesy of a dot of superluminova outboard of each of the numerals, as well as fully luminescent minute and hour hand. The lancet seconds, that's visible only in the light. However, you will want to turn the lights on to appreciate both the commemorative caseback and the movement. Now, as you can see, the caseback, a snap-on example, gives the watch 3 ATM water resistance, so not to swim, but you'll note Patek Philippe and Tiffany, a shared vision, 2008 to 2013. Of course, their history together longer than that, but this is a Tiffany Patek Philippe boutique anniversary piece. 5 years is time well spent. You'll also note the combination of circular Côte de Genève atop the winding mass, linear Côte de Genève atop the bridges. This is the era of the Patek Philippe seal. All watches with a seal from Patek Philippe, constructed since July 2009, do feature the Patek seal, no less a standard of finish, with gorgeous mirrored anglage laid by hand on the edge of every bridge, a tight and even perlage across the base plate, polished screws with chamfered slots, everything executed to the highest standards of Geneva tradition. And speaking of tradition, we have Patek Philippe's traditional gyromax-style free-sprung balance, takes a regulation well and holds it in the face of shocks and vibrations for superb chronometric performance. Unidirectional winding at center. The watch has a unlubricated set of ceramic rotor bearings, so you have a little bit of materials innovation there, operating without lubricant for long wearing durability and efficiency, a 35 to 45 hour power reserve when fully energized. For more high-tech materials, you can't quite see it, but there is a silicon Spiromax hairspring that is not just anti-magnetic but amagnetic, and of course the watch featuring the annual calendar, a signature complication for Patek Philippe inasmuch as the Geneva company invented the type in 1996. And finally, if you do want to change the shoes, this substantial strap is borne on Patek's now signature pull-tab spring bars, allowing you to remove the strap with nothing more than your thumbnail. This watch is an occasion on the wrist, already an investment and already a collectible. Its combination of black dial and white metal also makes it supremely versatile. Combine the Patek Philippe name with the utility of the everyday complication, a complete calendar, and you have a watch that was built from the moment of inception to be an all-timer. And among the ranks of Patek Philippe references, that's saying something. You can see and you can purchase it on our website.